Okay, good. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to call the open session to order at 6:05. I'm going to stand up to do the pledge, so I'm going to disappear out of the screen, but you'll hear my voice. Please stand wherever you are in your home or your location. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. We have no report from the closed session. I do want to read that by Executive Order N2920 issued on March 18th, 2020, LBUSD board meetings will be closed to the public. Public comment was solicited prior to the meeting via electronic submissions via a link on the agenda to the LBUSD public comment card. We need to adopt the agenda. Are there any changes to the agenda?
No.
Okay. Is there a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved. Second.
Member Normandin, Member Perry, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I think I got everyone. Opposed? None. Passes 5-0. Oh, sorry, student rep provisional vote, Kolohe. Okay, just patience right now with this. Thank you. I'm sorry. Next one, I'll get you. Motion carries 5-0. We have no recognitions tonight. On our public comment of non-agenda items, as we stated earlier, public comment was obtained via electronic submission, and there were no public comments submitted on non-agenda items. Now we'll go to our reports, and we have our student board representative, and we're really happy to see both of you on screen. We hope you're doing well. Oh my gosh, so nice to see you. So go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, it's good to see everyone else. So firstly, I just want to thank all doctors, nurses, police, firefighters, first responders, military, public transportation drivers, grocery store employees, pharmacists, custodial staff, and all essential workers for keeping everyone safe and going above and beyond during this uncertain time. I'd also like to give a huge thank you to all teachers in this district for working hard to make the move to online learning a little easier. All students appreciate the commitment displayed over the past weeks by the LBUSD teachers and staff. So it's been 35 days since students' last day on campus, and having our last day of school without even realizing it affected everyone. RISB has been working to keep the connectedness of students by utilizing social media to engage students from home. But to have the school year end so abruptly feels almost foreign to many students. We went from a very social environment to a very isolated one. Everyone lost something this semester, but seniors lost closure. For me personally, it feels like when you're watching a really good movie and right as it's about to reach the climax, the movie ends with no resolution and you're left unsure how it might end. Because my grade, we finally made it. We were second semester seniors. This is when we could take a step back and take a breath. We spent years grinding through classes, AP tests, SAT, ACT tests, and I've spent the last 6 months buried in college admissions. And these last couple months of school should have been a time of celebration, but we lost that. We lost the time to say goodbye, forced into our house to cope alone. Seniors lost their last season of their spring sport, last dance concert, last spring musical, last MUN conference, last prom, last pep assembly, last club meeting, and last day of school. Through these final events, seniors are able to properly end their chapter of high school and move on. But why am I telling you all this? For two reasons. The first reason being is I don't want the class of 2020 to leave without closure. I ask that we continue to transparently talk about senior activities as we have done, especially graduation with the entire class of 2020. It's the final goodbye, the final celebration, and with the uncertainty, seniors want closure and a proper goodbye to high school. The second reason is to highlight another issue, coping. Mental health is on a decline and it's something we need to be talking about. Our district has done a really good job talking about mental health because this time of stress and anxiety should be combated with an increased awareness of mental health and promotion of healthy coping habits. I've provided a fact sheet from the National Child Traumatic Stress Network with information for both parents and students how to properly cope with a new environment that will be on our district's Instagram page following the meeting. I'd like to clarify that I still have optimism about the future, as should everyone else. During this difficult time, it's important to focus on positive things instead of negative things. John Krasinski, a well-known American actor, is producing a series of YouTube videos focused on positivity titled Some Good News that I believe a lot of people have seen because it has over 15 million views on YouTube. I encourage everyone to watch these episodes with family and loved ones because I think we can all use a little good news right now. Lastly, I encourage everyone to do your own research. Please stay informed, pick up a hobby, and most importantly, stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Drew. That was really thoughtful, and we agree with all your sentiments. I hope you and your family are doing well. Did Kalohe want to add anything, or were you doing the full report? Okay, gotcha. I saw you nod. Now we'll have a report from our bargaining unit representatives. Margaret Warder for CSEA.
Yes, thank you. Well, as was just said, who knew that on March 13th, we'd walk out of buildings and say, wow, we're not coming back. What I'd like to do is thank the board of directors for that meeting and for knowing with insight that we needed to follow the directions of what was happening, not only by our superintendent and our administration, but by the state and the local things that were happening around us. With that said, I'd like to thank Dr. Valoria, Dr. Winston, and Jeff Dixon for their guidance as we've been going through this process, for their availability to meet with us and let us know what's happening on a weekly basis. And with that said, I'd also like to say that the directors, each one in their position, Mike Conlon stepping up with the HR to make sure that especially our classified staff was aware of their job expectations and what was to be worked on, with Dr. Mayberry and Keller with the social emotional items that have been coming out for all staff. We have Deborah Arpel with the nutrition staff, who has really stepped forward and met the needs of those students in our community. Big shout out to them, to Director Azadia for the maintenance and operations crew and working around their needs so that our facilities maintain being safe and making sure that there is nothing happening on each site that would cause a problem in the future. And a big shout out to our director, Irene White, in dealing with the special ed, instructional assistants specifically, and making sure that that whole process really moves smoothly into working with students as they do every day to meet the needs of our students. To the principals who have had their classified or certificated meetings and keeping people informed, everyone here has worked as one team cohesively to do what is needed. Along the way, we've had a negotiations meeting, we've had some discussions about things, but all in the best interest of what's the best for LBUSD and our students and our community. So I thank you sincerely.
Thank you, Margaret. That was wonderful. Now from LaBufa, Sarah Hopper. Nice to see you, Sarah. You have to unmute, Sarah, bottom left.
Okay. Yeah, good to see all of you too. And Drew, many teachers have expressed the very same feelings that you just expressed about leaving campus. What about the seniors? There's no closure, all those things. So well said, and definitely are shared by your teachers also. But thank you for your report. And we feel very fortunate to work in a district that values the health and safety of their employees and students. And our district leaders, Dr. Valoria, Dr. Winston, Jeff Dixon, Mike Conlon, and all of our directors that, and specifically Dr. Valoria and Dr. Winston created a very thoughtful employee expectation guideline for our online learning. And also, we have met regularly to give input and collaborate on it to make sure it kind of moves as a live document with what all we're doing. And it's been, and I think that's provided really a great guideline for all of us to refer back to as we navigate this online learning. And there's been no better staff to take on this challenge. Teachers have learned multiple platforms simultaneously, producing lessons while determining what is the best fit for their families and their student families. Teachers connected with students. Kindergarten teachers have done whole class Zoom meetings so they could keep student of the week going, because you know how important that is when you're a kindergartner. And so they've continued to do that. Some teachers will have lunch with their kids or just meetings and, you know, play games or ask questions just to have that connection, as well as, you know, the academic lessons. And teachers are the direct communicators with the families and have coordinated our amazing IAs, our reading interventionists, English learning support, English language learning support, who've made themselves available to support our students. Teachers have done an amazing job rising to the challenge of building an online school overnight with the incredible support from our district and site leaders, our classified staff, and the life support that sort of is the foundation of it all from our tech department and our tech TOSAs, who have very patiently trained us and helped us through all of this. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. I see Marianne's on the Zoom as well. Did Marianne need to say anything, or you covered the report?
I covered the report, but if Marianne has something else to say, she is welcome to unmute and go for it. But that wasn't necessarily the plan moving in.
Okay. Just being open to all the Zoom squares.
Yes, thank you.
Just echoing Sarah's sentiments of great appreciation for the district, the tech, and everything that they're giving to us and all the support. It's greatly appreciated.
Thanks, Marianne. Thanks for joining us on the call. Now it's a board member report, and they'll report on any activities they participated in related to district business. And I'll start with Member Vickers. Don't forget to unmute.
I have none.
Board Member Kelly.
I'm happy to report that I participated in the parents' Easter parade. I had very large blow up Easter bunnies and eggs out in front of my house. And it was really a fun activity to be involved in. And I want to thank Drew particularly for his wonderful report. And as I've been hassling everyone about the senior year and doing something special for the seniors, I sure hope that we can do something for graduation so we can have some closure. Thank you.
Thank you, Board Member Kelly. Member Perry.
Let's see if that mute button. Let me find that.
You're on. Oh, no, you just muted yourself.
Mine says unmute. Okay, now it says mute, but anyway, thank you. I echo the sentiments for Drew. I'm so sorry about the seniors, and I really hope we can figure something out. Very well said. Thank you. Huge appreciation and gratefulness to all of our staff. Everyone has done way above board on this huge learning curve. I noticed that the food service workers right before Easter, besides passing out the lunches, were passing out Easter eggs, and they were just all so kind and trying to make it all fun. I've also talked a bit with students about how they're doing, and they really appreciate seeing their teachers. What means a lot to them is just having their teachers say they care about the class and care about them. And little ones really have enjoyed having their teachers read stories to them and they can listen to when is convenient for them. So huge thanks to everyone.
Thank you, Member Perry. Member Normandin.
Hi, it's so good to see everyone and to see Drew. Like, it's been too long. Anyways, but Drew provided such a heartfelt thank you and appreciation that I can say ditto to that. But from the employees, to the community, to the essential workers, but you left off the students. And I'm grateful that you guys are showing up to the classes and that you're engaged and you're doing the work. And having personally had children at different schools, LBSD is a very different experience than my other child's, what he's experiencing in class. So you guys are really doing it. I mean, they can't teach if you guys don't show up. So thank you for showing up. And I trust that LBHS will be creative and come up with a way to celebrate seniors. I have my own personal hopes in that as having a senior as well, right? To have some kind of closure. But I think of all of the students, and I get to talk to a lot of them or hear them, but I think of all the students and everything that they're going through with this very abrupt change in their lives, and I really applaud them for all that they're doing. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Member Norman. And I think for me, I have no report. I just agree with everyone that we're so grateful for everyone's putting their heart and soul into this, because this is really kind of a unique, unprecedented experience and situation. So I'm really grateful for everyone, students, staff, teachers, everyone that's helping. Now we'll go to the superintendent report. Dr. Valoria, or do I start the other way? I usually am in a room. Okay.
I'll go with me.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, it's been an interesting 35 days. I haven't added it up yet, Drew, so thanks for doing that. Some days they're very long and some days go by really quickly, but what a change and what a loss in many ways. And I feel that loss for you as well. And, you know, I consider myself lucky to have been able to actually see your show, even though you weren't in your costumes, but I got to see the bulk of Beauty and the Beast, probably one of the very few people that actually got to see the bulk of it. And it's something that I wish we could have shared with the community. And but I know we'll find ways to honor you as a group. We owe it to you. And it was actually a call today I was on with superintendents throughout the state. And that was one of the topics that came up, is how do we find ways to honor our students? Not only graduation, but our promotions that are so important for students and families. So we will continue that conversation and think about ways. And obviously we graduate a little later than others, so it gives us a time to see what other people are doing too, and see what works maybe and what might not work as well. But we do want to make it meaningful, and it might be that we end up doing multiple things for the students. Hopefully maybe when the dust settles, we could even see each other face to face and be together again. So that is my hope. A big thanks to the associations and to the board itself. Without the support and guidance from everybody, we couldn't be where we are today. Knowing where everybody else is around us, I feel like we are providing the top education opportunities that we can for our students in the county and in the state. And that goes to a great thanks to both classified and certificated staff for really stepping up in this time of challenge. I am really grateful to our local school districts as well. We have been collaborating probably more than ever as superintendents and staff. Dealing with these challenging situations require a lot of collaboration. And we are going to be working on grading practices. It's one of the things that is really an important conversation to have. And so we have a committee together for the high school. We'll be working through that. Dr. Winston and Dr. Alleman will be working together and really want to take what the guidance is from the various agencies, UCs, CSUs. Obviously, the Department of Education has their own guidance that we need to follow. And work on a solution that best fits the needs of our students. So that's going to be forthcoming. But again, appreciate all the work that everybody's doing, students included. I know how much work it is. I have two at home that are doing this work as well. It's definitely a change. And I really appreciate the students trying to continue that social connection, because I find that that's probably the biggest loss we have right now, is that social connection with everybody outside. So again, thank you, Drew and Chloe and the entire ASB team for continuing to find ways to interact with each other in a safe way. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Dr. Valoria. Dr. Winston.
Thank you. I'll just echo everyone else's sentiments. I think, yeah, I just want to say thank you to all of our teachers, staff, and administrators who have completely transformed the way that teaching and learning looks essentially overnight. It makes me very proud. And just to echo what Sarah said, there's no better staff to take on this challenge, both classified and certificated. Everyone's actually, they're reaching out and asking, what can I do? How can I help? And I know that not every district is that fortunate. So we're very, very lucky. And again, just want to thank CSE and LaBeouf for working so collaboratively with us during this challenging time. It really feels like there's no problem that we can't solve working together. And again, thank you to our students for being willing to try new things and you know, keep up with their studies and their learning to the best extent that they can. But we're really looking forward to the day that we can come back together in person.
Thank you, Dr. Winston. Mr. Dixon.
No report. I just share the same sentiment, and hearing it, we're all united in that, I think. So I don't have any better way to say it than it's already been said.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, we're going to go over to item number 8 on our agenda, which is the consent calendar. Since I'm so used to public comment, sorry, since there's nobody in the room with me, any item may be removed from consent at the request of a board member. Does any member wish to pull an item on consent?
I don't, but I did want to say we did have that one public comment.
We had it earlier, yes, but none on this, yeah.
I just want to make sure.
Yes, we already read the public comment under the category it was listed, correct, yes. So we've had no public comment engaged online on this issue. So no one wishes to pull anything. I want to make sure double check because I'm checking all the squares. Okay. Hold on, I'm just reading my notes. Okay, so we have consent items A through J. Can I have a motion to approve items A through J?
So moved.
Second.
So I think I had board member Kelly as a first and board member Normandin as a second.
Okay.
Student board rep provisional vote?
Yes.
Okay, Kalohe was a yes. Board member vote, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, passes 5-0. In case I misheard anybody, can you speak up just because of the Zoom? Okay. Thank you. So we're on to item number 9 under business services, and it's a monthly financial update with Mr. Dixon.
Thank you, President Wolf. This monthly financial report reflects through the end of February, February 29th. Obviously, a lot has changed since then, but it does reflect the first of our 2 large property tax apportionments, and the second we're expecting next week. So we'll have even a more accurate financial picture at the end of next week. As of the end of February, revenues are tracking as projected. We don't anticipate any significant difference in the total amount of revenues that we'll get for the year based on this report. And as of the end of February, expenditures were also tracking as expected. However, this is where we might see some variance from the projected total expenditures to what we actually experience. I anticipate the expenditures come in lower than what's shown in the projection. We have much lower utility costs and expense related to materials and supplies that we're going to experience. And we'll have a better picture of that by the end of this month, so we get a full month's picture. Our business team has already started working on closing the books because we know we're not going to be making a lot of those purchases, and there are a lot of funds currently still encumbered. So apart from the February report being what we might expect to see by the end of February, we do realize that there are many unknowns out there that will affect current year and especially future years. We are gonna continue to provide updates via the monthly financials, but then also likely more updates in the weekly as we get more information from the state and what the potential state impact will be. In addition, we're working with our consultant Forecast 5, who this is what the report is generated out of, is the Forecast 5 system. We're piloting with them some new features that will look into more metrics so that we'll be better prepared for the future going forward with these monthly financial reports, and hopefully even provide a more robust report that we can all work through together. With that, I'll take any questions related to the report ending in February.
If a board member has a question, you can raise your hand on the screen, or if board member Vickers, because we can't see her, just let us know.
Jeff, do we have expenses that have gone up from, like, I know we added all the licenses for Zoom, but are there other things that are increasing with the distant learning?
Yes, exactly that. It's mostly licenses. Certainly it's mostly in technology, and then also disinfectant supplies. Yes.
Thank you.
Board member Vickers, I want to check, do you have any comments or questions? Okay, no response from her. Board member Kelly, do you have any comments or questions?
I just want to know our policy with moving line items around. Is that the purview of the business person, or does that have to have approval of the board if it's over a certain percent?
Can I clarify, what do you mean by moving the line items around, as in terms of
like distance education, you need more money for it, and supplies you have less money for. So can you move the money from supplies to distance education? Can you do that on your own, or?
Yes, it would be by department.
I'm sorry?
Yes, we can do that. It would be a department head would tell us within their fund, their site code, that we can move it for them.
And is there a percentage that you can only go, or can it be anything?
It's within their total budget. They must stay within their budget.
Okay, thank you.
Board member Perry, did you have any questions or comments for Mr. Dixon?
I just wanted to clarify. I'm just trying to figure out what board member Kelly meant. So you could take your whole budget and transfer it to something else? Your whole curriculum budget and transfer it all to technology, or?
No, so it has to stay within the department. So if you're in the curriculum budget, they have certain line items for materials and supplies or consulting services or legal costs. You can move within the curriculum budget the dollars around, but you cannot increase the total budget or send it to some other department or site.
So the technology budget, which might need more money now, where would they get that?
Any budget increase has to be approved by the board.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You made a comment, Mr. Dixon, about the encumbered dollars, and since they're not being spent, you're going to unencumber those so those can move to other categories within their budget categories. That's the way I interpret it.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Yeah. We do similar things in PTA. It's in a category that kind of moves and shifts within that. Okay, this is just an information item, so I'm going to go back to the agenda. We have nothing on number 10, human resources, nothing under 11. And we're going to go to action item under 12A, and that is business services. And this is approval of contract to purchase roofing materials from Garland Company per contract number 4-20-56-0006B, as in boy, of the state of California multiple award schedule. This is Mr. Dixon.
Thank you. Staff is recommending to award a contract for the purchase of roofing materials from Garland. It utilizes the California Multiple Award Schedule, the CMAS is the acronym. The CMAS allows us to purchase materials directly from the manufacturer and only requires us to bid out the installation services. So though there is no financial impact related with this item, there would be a financial impact if we approve the next item, which I will talk about, and as it relates to the installation of the roofing materials.
There were no public comments submitted on this item. I just wanted to state any board questions or comments on this item. Board Member Kelly, just unmute yourself.
Jeff, am I right that we'll be doing these during the summer? These, the roofing repairs, or can they be done earlier now in case we might need to have a summer session?
We plan our summer sessions around these projects. So we could, the plan still is to do it over summer. Certainly, I think Mr. Zeta would appreciate being able to start earlier. But we always work with our summer school programs to make sure we're not impacting them with these projects.
Yeah, I just was wondering if we might need to do a larger summer session for some reason to bring some of our students up to speed for the next year. And that's why I'm asking the question about seeing what projects could be done now. I mean, we see going up and down Pacific Coast Highway, they're trying to get everything done because there's so few traffic. I'm just wondering if there's anything in the school district that we could be doing between now and summer, and just in case we have the flexibility, we need to use more sites for summer school.
It's certainly something we can look into. I think it's a good idea. But at the end of the day, if we have a more robust summer school program that doesn't allow us to do the roofing, we would delay the roofing. We wouldn't want to impact the education.
How long does that roofing project, how long does it take? I know Ryan's not here, but like, is it?
It depends on the site.
Okay.
So a couple months total for all the projects, but they could have a larger crew or smaller crew, and it depends on how they rotate the crews around from Best Contracting. So yeah, it just depends on the scope and the site that they're at.
Because I'm thinking along the same lines, Jim, as Member Keller.
Mhm.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, it looks like Thurston has the biggest roofing costs, right? I mean, the biggest project.
Yes.
I'm going to double check. Board Member Vickers, I'm not sure if you can hear me. I just want to make sure we're including you in the conversation, but because I can't see you, I can't tell. I don't know if she can hear me. Okay. I just want to make sure any other board member have any comments or questions for Mr. Dixon? Okay. A motion to approve this item, please.
So moved. Second.
So Member Kelly and Board Member Normandin, student board rep provisional vote. I think she said yes. I'm gonna think she lip synced it. Okay, and the board member vote, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Oh, I hear Jan. Okay, opposed. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. We're now on item number 12B on our agenda. And this is approval to award contract to Best Contracting Services for 2020 roofing replacements at various sites project in an amount not to exceed $653,000. Mr. Dixon.
Thank you, President Wolf. I want to thank Mr. Zeta. He always provides very detailed agenda items, so you see a lot of information is already in there, but I'll highlight a few of the key points of this. The bid opening was on March 26th. We received 6 total bids. The lowest bid was from Best Contracting Services in the amount that was read, $653,000. The work entails roofing replacements at El Moro, Thurston, and the high school. If the board approves this award, the purchase of the materials will be necessary, which is related to our previous item, the CMAS with Garland. The material cost would be roughly $435,000, bringing the total project cost to almost $1.1 million. The total amount is slightly less than we had budgeted in the facilities master plan. I think it's also important to note that the funding is available in our facility repair and replacement program, so there's no impact on the general fund with this award. And with that, staff's recommended award to Best Contracting Services to perform this work.
Thank you, Mr. Dixon. There were no public comments submitted on this item. I just wanted to make that for the record. Any board questions or comments? Okay, I'm just going to double check because it's Zoom and it's hard. You're in little squares. Board Member Normandin, I just want to double check.
Nope.
Okay. Board Member Perry?
Nope, we have to do it.
Yeah, sorry. Board Member Kelly?
No problem.
Okay, and Board Member Vickers, did you have anything to add? So I don't hear anything. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go to the vote. Student Board Rep provisional vote, Kalohe?
Yes.
Thank you. Board member vote, all those in favor?
Do we have a motion?
Oh, did I not do a motion, Victoria?
I need a motion, please.
Sorry, I need a motion.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Sorry, everybody. I think I'm on the previous one. Okay, so motion by member Normandin, second by member Kelly. Kalohe, I'm going to go back to you now. Student board rep provisional vote.
Yes.
Thank you. Board members, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I hear. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries 5-0. Thank you. We're moving on to action items 14 under instructional services. And we're at number A, letter A, approval to purchase subtractive machine for career technical education courses at Laguna Beach High School. Dr. Winston.
Thank you. So you may recall seeing an example of this machine back when Patty Roma was doing her presentation a few months back. They have one of these machines in the CCA program within Capistrano. So we're excited to be able to add this tool to our 3D media design class at the high school. That class is a capstone course for the graphic design CTE pathway. And so this will help round out the tools that they have for students to use, hopefully when they return as soon as possible. And then during year 2, all of those graphic design pathways courses will be able to have, this machine will be integrated into their curriculum as well.
I have to unmute. Okay, there were no public comments submitted on this item. I just want to put that down for the record. Any board questions or comments on this item?
This is grant money, correct?
Yes, this is from paid for out of the CTIG funds.
Okay. And this is something that'll come later in the summer and the fall? Is that?
Yes, presumably after we're closer to returning.
Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you.
I'm going to go around and double check on any board comment questions or comments. Board member Perry, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Just that I got a chance to see it in action at Capo Valley High School, and I hope everybody else has a chance to. It's pretty cool.
That's great. Board member Kelly, anything to add? Okay. Board member Vickers, do you have anything to add on this item?
No.
Thanks, board member Vickers. I hear you. Okay, I need a motion to approve the item.
So moved.
Board member Kelly and Normandin. And then any discussion, I think we've covered it unless anybody has anything to add. Just checking, okay. Student board rep provisional vote.
Yes.
Thank you, Chloe. Board member vote, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, none. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. And thank you for your patience on the Zoom. I'm trying to give a little lag time. So if somebody does think of something, I don't want to miss that. So apologies. We're on to 14B. This is the approval of Laguna Art Museum contract for elementary art education for the 2020-2021 school year. Dr. Winston.
Thank you, President Wolf. I'm not sure if you're aware, but during this school year, up until the closure, we piloted this program through the Laguna Art Museum at Top of the World, and it was funded through PTA funds. So now we're looking to expand the program with district support. And so this proposed agreement would allow us to expand to 4 grade levels at both Top of the World and El Moro for next year. One of the things we really like about this program is that it is aligned to California art standards, and it is really rigorous and comprehensive. And so we are looking for your support to enter into this agreement for the 2020-2021 school year.
Thank you. I just want to state for the record, there were no public comments submitted on this item. And any board questions or comments on this item?
I'm grateful that the board is hopefully going to support this. That it isn't just going to have to be funded by PTA and looking for other sources of money. It's very different than Art Masters, so it might be, it's going to be a big change for kids.
Board Member Kelly, do you have anything to add or comments or questions?
Support it.
Okay. Board Member Normandin?
No comments or questions.
Board Member Vickers, any comments or questions?
No.
Thank you. We need a motion to approve the item.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Board Member Vickers, Board Member Perry, thank you. And any discussion, anyone want to add anything? I want to add this comment, which is, I think one of the great things about PTA, having been a PTA mom for many years, is that sometimes PTA can seed those items that are new ideas. And it's really a great way for parents to get involved and engaged and bring their ideas and advocate on behalf. And so I think that's an exciting thing, that it's seed money and then it kind of moves over to the district. I think that's a great way for parent engagement because they really feel ownership and pride in the program. So I'm grateful to bring it to the district to have it supported. Okay, student board rep provisional vote. I think she said yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Kalohe. Sorry. Board member vote, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. We're now on action item 14C, and it's the approval and ratification of presence learning. Dr. Winston.
Thank you. So this is one of those licenses we were talking about for distance learning purposes. We're recommending this contract due to the recent transition to district learning. And we had initially launched our speech and language services using our other methods, Zoom, which we're using tonight, and Google Meet. However, our specialists found it difficult to utilize since the materials necessary to engage in therapy sessions, thank you, Sarah, were difficult to upload, or simply they weren't practical to use in a virtual format. So this organization offers a secure platform to hold individual and group therapy sessions, but also offers support through activities, games, videos depicting social situations, which is a lot of the work that our SLPs do. And so it would really improve the quality of the distance learning services that we're providing to our students with special needs. So we're recommending approval of this contract for presence learning.
Thank you, Dr. Winston. For the record, there were no public comments submitted on this item. Any board questions or comments on this item, approval of presence learning?
I had the chance to talk to Sarah about it a bit, and I'm really excited about it. I think it's way above friends that I have in other districts and what they're having to use to do their speech therapy. So I'm actually recommending it to other districts.
Oh, that's great. Board member Kelly, just want to check if you'd like to comment or question.
No problem.
Thank you. Board member Normandin.
Do we have things in place for where we do the same thing for middle school and high school?
I believe it's being used by all of our SLPs at every level.
Okay, so you're not just more on top of the world on the.
Sorry, what was that?
The PDFs just say Elmore on top of the world. That's why I wasn't sure.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Now, my understanding is, but that's there's 4 licenses for all of our SLPs.
Oh, perfect. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I see Sarah's nodding, so we'll say that as a thumbs up. Board member Vickers, do you have any questions or comments?
No.
Thank you.
No.
Okay. May I have a motion to approve this item, please?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, board member Normandin, and I think Kelly got in the second. Any further discussion from any board members on this item?
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you for being so creative, Sarah. Lisa, thank you.
And Irene.
Oh, and Irene, yeah.
Especially Irene.
Board member Vickers, did you have anything? Just I want to double check before we go to a vote.
No, thank you.
Thank you. Student board rep provisional vote.
Yes.
Thank you. Board member vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? None. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. We're now down to action item 16. And we're on A, and some of these we had to pull out because we had to excuse certain people from it. So I just want to go to A. Member Normandin was absent and must abstain from voting on these minutes. This is approval of the March 11th, 2020 regular meeting minutes, excuse me. There were no public comments submitted on this item. Any board members have any questions or comments on these minutes? None. May I have a motion to approve the minutes from March 11th?
So moved.
Thank you. Second, please.
Second.
Thank you. So it's Board Member Vickers and Board Member Perry. Any discussion at all? Okay, see none. Student Board Rep provisional vote?
Yes.
Thank you. And Board Member vote? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And abstaining? One. So is it 4-1-0? Victoria, did I say that right? Nod in the screen. She's muted.
401.
401. Thank you very much. Okay, 401 motion carries. Our next item, action item 16B, is approval of the February 10th, 2020 special board meeting minutes. Members Normandin and Perry were absent and must abstain from voting. There were no public comments submitted on this item. For the record, any board questions or comments, that would be Normandin, Kelly, or Wolf will be voting on these. None, okay. A motion to approve.
So moved.
Oh, second.
Okay, so can board member Vickers second on an item she can vote on this. Sorry. I'm trying to keep it all straight. Okay, so we've got the motion in a second. Any discussion on the February 10th special board meeting minutes? I see no discussion. Student board rep provisional vote. I got your yes. Thank you, Kalohe. Sometimes I can hear you and sometimes I can't. Oh, you're muted. Okay. And board member vote, and remember Normandin and Perry were absent and must abstain from voting. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 And abstention is Normandin and Perry. So the motion carries 302. Thank you. I got a thumbs up. Our next item is number 17 on the agenda, and that is board member request. May make requests for information and suggestions for items for future board meetings. Board member Vickers, I'll go with you first.
I don't feel with everything they're doing that it would be appropriate to request anything at this time, other than just to say to please continue to keep us informed as you have been, and we'll move forward. Thank you.
Thank you, board member Vickers. Board member Kelly.
Graduation. I'm interested to hear what the plan is. We need closure.
Okay, thank you. Board member Perry.
Great. Going along with what Drew said and emotional health, I wondered I don't want to ask people to do any more, but I know many students are feeling a lot of stress, and if there's a way that counselors can help with that somehow, or what our plan is for that. Also going along with thinking about maybe the buildings and summer school. I know a lot of districts are already thinking about enrichment because they're concerned about students being behind. And I just wondered if we are thinking ahead that we might need some more enrichment. And thirdly, as far as the grade discussions, I know we're looking at the UC system and the California system, but when you look back, more than half of our students that go to four-year schools don't go to the California state schools at all. They go out of state, they go to private schools, and I hope we're taking all those into consideration too when we decide what way we're going to go. If we're going to give a choice of grades or pass fail or however we're going to do it, to please take all schools into consideration. And lastly, board president, I think you are doing an excellent job and I thank you.
Oh, thank you. My Zoom expertise.
Ready for
Board member Norman Tidd.
I wanted to just, two things. One, I missed the updates. And I know I'm not asking you to do them. I just want you to know that I miss them and all the work you put into doing them in the past. And I do like, we still get information, and the more the information on all of these issues as they're unfolding, be it graduation, closure, grades, all of that, I just want you to know we appreciate it, Dr. Bory, when we get it. And the other one is, as you're doing all of this work and the education and the celebrating of students and all the work LBSD is performing, I'd expect that we continue to be the best role model of the executive order from the governor. And I know I shared my concerns with you when we have not been, and luckily there are a few of those. And so, but I really hope that as we all, I know we all miss each other, that we continue to think of the safety as a whole community in our actions. And I appreciate all the work everyone's doing. Thank you.
Peggy, I'm
Thank
not
you.
sure what Carol was referring to on the executive order. I don't know what she's referring to.
Oh, from Governor Newsom.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know that, but was there a problem with compliance?
Yes, the birthday party in the parking lot when everybody was,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that was not compliant. And then I feel the fields, since there's not anyone cleaning and there's other issues, that's not compliant, but those are compliant now. That's what I was just.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. I just can backtrack for a second, please, President Wood.
Go ahead.
I guess I've just maybe been listening to the talking heads too much, but I think that for me, I want to really back off the any pressure our administrative leaders might feel for anything in the summer, because what it sounds like, I mean, they're talking about potentially having any groups together when we get to the fall. And so I don't know that summer is even a possibility as far as coming to a physical plant. So I just, for me, I don't want to add that pressure.
I agree with Member Vickers that's the conversations around fall.
I've been really, really concerned, in line with everything Drew was saying, but I've been really concerned with students being able to have the mastery they need to move on. Some of our students will do great, and other students that we know that were needing extra help when this started, I've kind of made myself move past that, because we can't control that. And I know we will remediate as much as possible, but I mean, it's just the safety of the folks has to come first. And that really, I think, will dictate what we do. But I have every confidence that we will, catch kids up if they need to. I mean, we'll do
Okay, I think we need to be careful because this is just board comments and we're starting to get into
Those are my
discussion.
comments. No,
Okay.
I'm not asking to.
Okay. Okay. So we'll stop there. So I'm going to just close by saying thank you again to everyone. Thank you for your patience on the Zoom meetings. I was out walking my dog at a distance from everyone, and I walked by a family with children in Laguna schools, and the mom said to me, well, we're all in this together. And what a nice way to say it, that we are. And I hope everyone stays safe and healthy. And I do want to comment that board members get regular updates from the district leaders, and we're really grateful. And maybe I support what board member Perry said, kind of just an overview about the mental health supports, the counselors, because I know they're out there doing those, because I see them for my daughter, Counselor's Corner, support, mental health things. So just maybe an update on that would help us all out. And I just kudos to the teachers, because they're getting creative, they're adapting. And I have a student at home as well, doing lots of work. I hear dancing going on in the room for dance class. It's a little crazy. But I hope we're all staying sane and healthy, but I'm really grateful for all the hard work in this district and proud to be a part of it, really proud. Okay, We need, our next regular meeting is a business meeting on May 21st, 2020. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second,
Board Member Norman and Board Member Vickers. Student Board Rep provisional vote to adjourn.
Yes.
Thank you, Kalohe. Board member vote. All those in favor?
aye.
Aye. Opposed? That's 5-0. We are adjourned at 7 o'clock on the nose. And I thank you everyone for your patience and great job everyone getting attached to Zoom. Look at us evolving and learning. Have a good evening.